All right, what's going on, guys? It's Frank Nitty with another recap following the Packers win over the Chicago Bears Sunday afternoon. My feelings about this game go as far as being happy with the Packers currently sitting with a number 2 seed following the 49ers upset loss to the Atlanta Falcons. That really helped us with seeding. We just have to go into Minnesota next week and beat the Vikings, which I don't have much confidence in that happening. I think at this point the Packers are what they are. We know what they do best and we know what they don't do. The problem is I'm not sure the coaches and the players know it. What I mean is the Packers are clearly just a very inconsistent football team on the offensive side of the ball. Yesterday's game, you saw flashes again at the start as usual, and then we hit the drywall like we always do, time after time after time again. And I just don't know if there's anything left, if there's any time left to fix it. There's only 2 games left, and the Packers are not playing at a playoff football level. They're not. They're playing very inconsistently and they're winning games ugly. And I don't know, maybe you're somebody who's a fan of winning games ugly like that, then that's you. But for me, I don't like to see ugly wins. I mean, I like to see a win, but not in an ugly fashion. So, like I said, they're not playing at a playoff level, and there just isn't enough time left to fix it, which is clearly an issue, and it's not going to be what hurt, and it's going to be what hurts us in the playoffs for sure. I mean, I'm happy we're back in the playoffs, no doubt about it. After missing the last 2 seasons, but you look at this football team and you wonder how the hell they're sitting at 11-3, and we still have so many questions that aren't answered. I really like what I saw, but I'll say some positive stuff. I really like what I saw from guys from Blake Martinez, Kenny Clark, and especially Zadarius Smith. I'll start with Blake Martinez. Blake, I really thought that he was just really playing a really good football game. You know, we got a little scary at the moment when he got injured. At the end of the day, he's our only middle linebacker at the moment. That was actually on field. But you know, the guy was really making some really nice plays out there. He was making some key stops, and him and Kenny Clark were both clogging up the run game, not allowing that those guys to get it going on outside the ball. Zadarius Smith, like I said, he hustles and gets after it every game. Even if he's not showing up at the stat box with sacks, he's creating pressure, and that's what we paid him money for. Late in the fourth quarter, it was his pressure on Trubisky is what forced him to throw into Dean Lowry, creating that turnover. So, in my opinion, if Smith isn't voted to a Pro Bowl this year, then you fans are just high. But I appreciate those guys for clogging up the middle and not allowing the Bears to hurt us with their run game. I also really love our new return guy, Tyler Urban. The guy's doing a really good job these last 2 games, giving us something in the return game that we haven't been seriously lacking. Before we signed them, the Packers were well on their way to breaking the record of most uh, of the least amount of yards returned in a season, which is pathetic of how much and it just showed how much we were not getting anything out of our special teams. You know, this game was again another test for Trubisky to beat us with his arm after shutting down their run, and he came up just 1 yard short after we gave him so many chances. And that is another problem with the Packers is they let opponents hang around too much. That game should have been over in the third quarter when the offense found life again. Before you know it, we're up 21-3. We should have punched them in the mouth by putting the game away by adding more points in the fourth quarter, but we didn't because, again, the inconsistencies with the offense came back. They died again in the fourth quarter. It was so bad that we didn't pick up a single first down the entire fourth quarter. The Packers only moved the ball 9 yards on 18 plays in the fourth quarter. Even after we got the interception, and we were in great field position, we got absolutely no points off of that. It only lost yardage and punted back to them. So we did absolutely nothing with those favors that Mitch Trubisky gave us. Even after you talk about the interception from Lowry or Tyler Urban's his big kickoff return also. We did absolutely nothing with those possessions. It was not like the Packers were starting deep in their own territory. They were actually starting in some really great field positions and did absolutely nothing with it. Nothing. So it's like I said the game should have. So like I said, the game should have been over by the end of the third quarter. The game should have never should have came down to that last ditch effort by the Bears. That pitch and catch with the Bears at the end. That never should have happened. The game should have never came down to that. We should have put them away, but we didn't because we didn't play 4 quarters. We can't play 4 quarters. I've said it before, and I'll keep saying it. Aaron Jones is the biggest key to our offense success at the moment. Why he is when he is busting out big runs and scoring in the red zone, the offense is hot and clicking. If he isn't, then the play call and the game play just changes. Even with a guy like Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, we are not a big play offense. We try to be. We take shots, but we don't execute. Right now, we're a team under Matt LaFleur's system that utilizes the run game first. And when you do a good job stopping and slowing down the run game by stopping our best weapon on offense, then we have nothing else to beat you with. Even with Aaron Rodgers, because Aaron Rodgers isn't throwing the football around like it's a day in the park. He needed to throw the ball 33 times just to go over 200 yards. And only completed 48% of his passes. Now, I'll be fair on Rodgers and say that, yes, he didn't get much help as far as the guys he was targeting. Devontae Adams was, again, the only reliable target. And he doesn't have that many weapons, obviously. And when he takes shots to guys like Marquez Valdes-Scantling who don't deliver and drop passes that he should catch, same thing with Geronimo and Jimmy Graham. So Rodgers only completing 48% of his passes was the result of all that. There were several other plays. Where the Packers took their chances downfield, but for a variety of reasons, they left empty-handed. Timing was all poor execution. This is just not a big play offense. Right now, the way the Packers beat you is by running the ball with Aaron Jones, breaking out big gains, and finishing you off in the red zone with one of the best scoring offensive with one of the best scoring offenses in the red zone, courtesy of number 33. So yeah, that's our offense. The defense, you know what those guys are going to do. They're going to give up yards. It's a cliche bend but don't break defense. They create turnovers. When they create turnovers and they give up yards. They can look better than they are when they're playing against quarterbacks like Mitch because he's so bad with his awareness on the football field. He threw 3 picks but should have been more than that. And if I'm a Bears fan, I'm livid when you saw how many chances the Packers gave you to tie that game up at the end by getting so many stops from your defense. So all in all, this was just another sloppy and ugly win by the Packers. I'm happy to see the Bears. I'm happy we swept the Bears again. F them. I'm happy with the win, but I'm not happy with our performance. I'm not happy with the way that Aaron Rodgers has been playing as of late. Devontae Adams, I forgot to mention him. He actually had some drops, especially in the second half. The Packers offense just couldn't finish the game. They punted again on 5 straight possessions after going up 21-3, gaining just 9 yards over 18 plays, despite having favorable field position on several drives late in the game. And that's scary. That is extremely scary going into the playoffs. They got to prove they can finish games and put teams away against good football teams, not teams like the Bears or teams like the Redskins the previous week. So I just think as Packers fans, we just got to come to the point where we just truly realize that this is the Packers' identity. They win ugly, find ways to win late, avoid ways of losing games. The offense just remains maddening with flashes of dominance mixed in with long, frustrating longs and inactivity. The defense controlled the game for long stretches, but a tired group helped make it interesting late. So yeah, I just think that as Packers fans, we just got to accept that this is the team that we're looking at right now. And if I'm opposing football teams, again, the way you beat the Packers is by stopping number 33 first. Stop his big game, stop him from scoring in the red zone. And we don't have nothing else to beat you with. And even when we try to do things by taking shots downfield, we don't execute. So yeah, that's the team. That's the team we're looking at going into the playoffs, and now going into Minnesota next week, which this ugly play that we've been getting from the Packers these last 3 weeks against teams like the Bears, Redskins, and Giants is not going to work with the Vikings, who have been playing some really good football these last couple of weeks. The Vikings are rolling right now. They got all the momentum. But I'm getting ready to host us next following week, and we're playing like this. So I'm just gonna go ahead and mark that off as a loss. We're gonna split with the Vikings, and hopefully we beat the Lions to finish the season. as NFC North champions. And we probably won't get that. We probably won't get that first round bye, which is unfortunate. But at least we'll be able to host at least one playoff game, and then see what they do, and see if they can even win that. And we'll just have to see what happens in January, man. I don't want to go too far here, but that's all I got. Packers 11-3, still first in the NFC North, number 2 seed. Let's just see what happens in the last 2 weeks. I'm out of here. Peace.